This is the one and only Raven Gregory. Dude,
You guys
it's
are
like,
seeing behind the scenes how we do our makeup before
that's
the
right.
before the show. My makeup artist didn't show up, and it's
Nor did mine. No, nor did mine. It's all good. It's all good. Actually, no,
100
my makeup
degrees
my,
here.
my makeup artist showed up. I've already done a show, and I'm just like, I don't give a damn, right?
Dude,
Oh,
you ever look to the side of your computer and realize, holy shit, I have some mushrooms I could do.
possibly, possibly.
That's a nice feeling, man. I forgot all about. Oh shit, yeah, dude, that's dope.
Yeah.
It's been there for months. I grinded some up and I put them in little capsules and shit to microdose and shit.
Oh, okay. I know what you did. So if
Yeah,
you
and
want to
I
get,
forgot.
if you want to get like a quick reaction to that, I don't advocate this, folks. I'm not pro or against. It's you do you. Under the tongue. If you're encapsulating that shit, under the tongue.
But with orange juice. Not that I either am promoting the use of such illegal substances in this world, but if you're gonna do it, get some OJ.
This is gonna be fun. I can tell. So let's see. I met you right before I ended up working for an author up in Phoenix. So I stayed in the Arizona for like 2 years after. But I met you at like the Phoenix Comic Con like 2006 or 2007, something like that, when I was living there. So you were doing the gift at the time still, or you're just coming out of that?
Yeah,
That's a lot.
that was at the beginning of the Zenoscope stuff.
Yeah.
It was like at the ass beginning of it. That's right before yeah, that's right before I did something big, you
Yeah.
know?
Oh, we can talk about like my favorite work of yours is Fly.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
that's my
you.
favorite. That's my favorite. Like volume one. I'm not quite as into volume two as I was volume one, but volume one was fantastic. I thought that was very honest, actually, which I thought gave you a lot of props for.
Thanks. Thanks. It means a lot hearing you say that because it acts as a constant reminder. I have the worst attention span in the history of attention spans. And on top of that, I procrastinate really fucking bad. And I've been meaning to write the final volume of that shit for 10 years. And I just keep like that's the one that has a definite volume three. I know how it ends. And I actually had it all laid out in a notebook. One night I got was probably on drugs when I wrote it, but I got really fucking amped up. I got in the zone and like in one night I wrote the entire thing, just the outline, the breakdown of it. And a couple months later, I was getting ready to write it and I lost the notebook. And it fucked with me so bad I relapsed really bad. And I think it was the last time I had a major relapse with alcohol. Like I've relapsed since then, but it hasn't been like the horror stories it used to be. And
No.
then I found the book again, and now I have no excuse not to write this, especially with you saying you liked volume one.
Well, yeah, volume one was my favorite thing you've ever done. So I thought was the most honest version of you I've ever read.
Now, is it because you also know somebody that got into drugs before?
Uh, okay. So I'm from Canada. So I grew up in Ontario. So I grew up with a lot of car thieves and drug dealers. So
A
I
lot of
kind of
what?
car thieves and drug dealers,
Okay.
right? So they some of them were the exact same people, but so I so I've seen what drugs can do to people. I've seen it like both ways. I've seen the quote unquote the party time. I've never done like hard drugs
Right.
because I've never done it because for me, so when I was in high school, I noticed even just with cigarettes, okay, just with cigarettes, everybody ended up was either owing cigarettes or money, and I was already poor. So I decided I wasn't gonna touch drugs, and I'm thankful for that because I've seen people that have done them, and again and at this point in my life, once upon a time I was a hard ass about it, but now it's like people are gonna do what they're gonna do, right? But I do know it like it. I've seen it when it's taking control of people. It's a brutal thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Of all of which I think alcohol is the fucking worst
Yes.
because it's so socially acceptable. Like somebody I was having a conversation with somebody just yesterday, and we were having a conversation about them becoming addicted stupidly to weed. And I was breaking down the concepts of, when like I knew I was an alcoholic, but I didn't know I was an alcoholic until this last year. And
Yeah.
by knowing I'm an alcoholic, I mean, if I have one drink, I'm off to the races.
Yeah. No, there are people like that,
There's
man. Like,
there's no chill, there's no I can control it. But before that, it was okay, if you're somebody who needs to have a drink every day to unwind, that leads to becoming an alcoholic. If you're that person that's, I only drink on Fridays. When I get off my work, I finish working. Friday, I'm going to unwind. I'm going to have a drink. That's also the person that ends up becoming an alcoholic, because eventually it becomes, the person I was talking to said they needed to smoke weed before they went to sleep. And I'm like, I remember back when I was like, I just need to have a couple drinks so I can sleep through the night. And that's when I knew I was off to the races of becoming like a full-blown alcoholic, where I had to drink every day or I couldn't write, I couldn't function, and then it just destroyed everything.
yeah, no. Okay, I don't completely disagree with you. Okay, my family's European, so I've had access to alcohol since I was like 4. And I mean, but I've never been. I've been drunk a few. Like I will get drunk occasionally, but
Yeah.
it's just. I think to some degree it's the North American mindset, because I know I've seen what you're talking about completely, but again, I have a family like.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean, there's a lot of fucking people out there who can do
yeah.
it and don't have a problem. But what
Yeah.
I'm saying is the people that become addicts and alcoholics, there's a process they follow
Oh
through
shit.
which those are the same words that come out of your mouth when you're like, I'm not an addict, I'm not an alcoholic, I just have a drink to unwind, I just have a drink when I'm stressed, I just like, it's the same process
Yeah. Oh yeah.
versus a regular person who drinks, who can be like, I'm just going to have 2 drinks and go home.
Yeah.
Somebody who can stop drinking. There's a lot of people who, when they start drinking, if you've hung out with people that drink alcohol before, there's people who they're drunk and you're like, hey guy, you're obviously drunk. Why are you still drinking? You're in a good put. You're happy. You're fucking fine. What's your need to push over
Yeah.
into oblivion? And those are the people that become alcoholics and addicts who say
Oh,
the same things,
oh, absolutely. The only thing I'll add to that is it can be anything. It can legitimately be anything. The moment it controls you,
Yeah.
that's it. You're
Yeah.
fucked. Some
Pussy.
things are easier to break than others. Some
Pussy's
things
a
are
big
easier to
one.
break. Yeah.
Have you ever needed pussy to go to bed at night? I was married
Sometimes,
for many years and it was a horrible sleep because
yes.
I could not get pussy. And it was like, oh, I need that pussy. Start getting shakes and shit. I was like, oh, somebody get us some pussy.
You know what? It's probably number 3 on my list of most addicting things. I've seen pussy destroy guys too.
Pussy has destroyed more people than anything on this planet. They're about to make the Bill fucking Clinton freaking America Horror Story remake.
Oh, really?
About pussy destroying his life.
I legit know some people. Man, I've seen it. Like hell, it's just it control anything can control you. If once you're in control, don't matter what it is, you're fucked. You're just fucked.
By the way, for any ladies out there watching, I just want you to know your pussy is completely worth it. Put my life, motherfucker, destroy the shit out of it.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That is absolutely. I can't argue with you. Can't. There's no.
I've never had bad pussy destroy my life.
Yeah, no.
It's always that really good toxic. You shouldn't be with this person type pussy. That's
oh God, yeah. And the thing is, sometimes you just know it's bad for you. You just know it. Like you going into it, you're just like, this is wrong on every level. Why the fuck am I doing this? And then my conclusion is I'm just a fucking idiot, right? So,
Yeah.
you know, but
My favorite one, because I have a friend right now who's hung up on an ex, and we have these conversations, and she's talking about kind of how this person meant so much to her and what they meant to them and whatnot. And I'm like, even if you could get it back, it would never be that same thing again.
no,
And it's like these people that there are particular people that make us feel a way about ourselves, and normally it's negative, because
yeah.
especially after a breakup, you have all these like weird emotions going on in your head, and you're like, oh, but I just want that negative back again. I want them to treat me like shit because I'm theirs to treat like shit. So let me,
Oh no, I hear you, man. No, I've had one myself. It's just like, and afterwards, I just realized never again, just never
Yes,
fucking again. Because
yes,
you come to the realization, you just come to this realization that you're worth more than this shit. Like honestly, if I'm gonna get pussy, I'm going to get one that's gonna make me feel good, even before I get there. Otherwise,
yeah.
why fucking bother? Why fucking bother?
Well, I mean, you look at your life, and a lot of relationships are entirely based off how people feel about themselves.
Absolutely, no, that is
Like
100%.
they don't.
100%.
Some guys pick somebody who's better than them. Like they really marry up. I have a buddy named Mark Cornell who really married up.
Yeah.
But most times your choice in partner is reflective of how you feel about yourself. That's
Oh,
why toxic people attract such toxic fucking people. Like broken people, we go right for that motherfucker like a moth to a flame.
yeah, absolutely. We see ourselves. We see a piece of ourselves there, and it's not always the best thing at all.
Yeah.
Like that is like I said, in this what I realized in this life is when I was younger, I did all the stupid self-destructive shit. When I get older, I'm like, I can't do that shit no more. Right? It's like you just come to a realization if I'm going to ever level up, I got to look at myself and think of myself in something good and positive. And the people that don't do that for you, you just got to walk away from them. And that sucks. That sucks because sometimes you really do care about these people, but you deserve better. And you just come to that realization. And it's just like, I got to walk away, man. It sucks sometimes.
Yeah, it does. I mean, I this last 14 days, I came to terms with, I was like, I really became conscious of what I'm investing my time in. Like the example I give my son is, I said, son, if you did 10 push-ups every day for a year, at the end of the year, what do you have? Like, you're going to have more muscles. You're going to be stronger, blah, blah, blah. If you spend an hour playing video games every day, what are you going to have? You just relax. That's nothing. But if you go to school, or if you pursue a dream or a passion or something, or invest in yourself, I got really obsessed with getting a return on whatever I was putting my energy into.
Mm-hmm.
And you see, there's this thing where sometimes the people that make us feel the best eat up the most of our time, and time is so fucking it's finite. Like the older you get, you realize how valuable time is. Like
Yeah.
we're not getting extensions on this shit.
No, and we ain't walking out. Like hell, we could be over tomorrow, right?
Yeah, we're not getting out of this alive, guys.
Yeah, no, seriously, it's true. We ain't. We're not. So no, I every business decision I make now it's like business, relation, everything is based on time. Everything.
Yeah.
It's not. I have found that when I do that, I make more money. It's funny. It's funny how that fucking works, but it's the
Yeah.
truth. I invest my time, and again, it doesn't always have to be like I'm getting a big return now. I can just enjoy someone's company, but that is. But again, I'm very conscious of what I do. I don't. I'm a big scheduler, discipline guy at this point in my life. I really am, and the reason being is because I realized that a quote I read once: "Discipline or despair. It's one or the other. I would rather have the discipline than the despair at this point in my life. I'm too fucking old for this shit."
Yeah. Definitely. I mean, I get so fascinated. One of the reasons I rarely talk shit about anything, like creatively or artistically, is I see a lot of the unseen work that goes into all these things. When I'm not a fan of big buff women. Like, for all the big buff women out there who are watching this, I would still fuck you. But I'm not a fan. It's not my thing. There's something about a woman that could beat me up that just emasculates me. If you have a bigger dick than me, I don't know.
No, it's fair. That's fair.
But
no drawing swords. No drawing swords at that point.
When I see a woman muscular at the gym, I don't see the muscles anymore. Now I see the work. Now I see, oh, they're in there they're not doing this for anybody else. They're doing this shit for them. No, they're not trying to impress. They're fighting demons, or they're doing it for whatever their reason is. But I see the unseen work in everything creatively. So even if it's like somebody's first film, I see them like pitching that shit again, turned down, and sitting in a room alone with no AC on a podcast sweating. Right. I see the work, baby.
That's right. It's all about the work, man. Listen, I give you a hug because I know exactly where you're at. How hot is it fucking in Phoenix right now anyway?
Alexa, what is the temperature in Arizona today?
Right now, in Phoenix, Arizona, it's 100 degrees Fahrenheit.
100
low of 78 degrees.
Fucking degrees, which means at night I have to open up all my windows for the hopes that it gets down to a low of 78 degrees in my house to match the temperature outside, which it never does because I have good insulation, which works against you in the summer.
Big time. Do you know what? Do you know what I fucking hated about Phoenix? You know what I fucking hated about Phoenix the worst? The roads. The fucking roads. The roads. Not because you guys not because you motherfuckers can't drive, because that's part of it, but also because all the heat from the sun goes up. It's not only do you get it going down, you get it going up because
you get it going up. Oh my God, that's so true. Yeah, Arizona is the only place where you get the heat from the sun and the fucking ground.
Dude, I fucking fried an egg on the ground once just to see if I could. I was like terrified.
You what?
Like, I fried an egg on the ground one day in Phoenix just to see if I could. Oh, I did. I watched it cook. I was like, holy shit, is it hot out here?
You know, I've been here my whole life. I've never done that. My daughter just did it yesterday and got yelled at. Yeah. And now I'm like, I should do this. If it wasn't so fucking hot, I have no energy to do anything out of pocket. Besides,
this is what I did. This is what I did, man, to be able to walk there. I would take water. I put sea salt in the water. It actually works well. Sea salt. Here's the thing: when your electrolytes go, right? It's actually your salt content that makes you thirstier. So when you put a little sea salt in the water, now obviously you're out there longer than 10 minutes. That water is not going to be cold. I mean, it's just not. But you can go all day, man. You can go all day. It's what I used to do down there all the time.
Also, I'm assuming that somebody's going to see this like a message in the bottle in the ocean. And I want everyone out there to know that if you've ever watched a podcast like this, where somebody's sitting in front of a computer in a chair, that person probably masturbated in that chair a lot.
Sometimes.
I just want everyone out there to know what you are looking at when you see this kind of podcast where we're sitting in a Zoom meeting. I'm in my bedroom, so you know the shit happens in here. But this is my safe place.
Listen, man. You do what you want. Hey, I don't judge, right? I don't judge. I'm too old.
Don't you be like half the posts you see on Facebook? You know, people write that shit on the toilet. You're watching people take this shit.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, absolutely, man. I got no illusions. I got fucking none.
You know how many times I've liked a post of yours when I was pooing? I was in the middle of a good poo, and I was like, "That's a good point, man."
Yeah.
Like,
hey, I appreciate it. Listen, if I'm someone's poop work, I'm good with that. I am totally fine with that. Hey, listen, big thoughts come from the John.
This one goes out to everyone watching this as they're pooing.
That's right. That's right. So, hey, Mr. Raven, before we go completely off the rails here, I ask you.
You know, you're the first one I didn't say before a podcast. I was like, dude, you know I get crazy on this shit.
And dude, hey, listen, I knew what I was signing up for. I've seen you on Chuck's show, so I mean, I know what I signed up for.
Shout out to Chuck. He has the best Canadian nipples in the business.
Mine are better, but that's okay.
You guys are fighting over your Canadian bacon nipples.
Damn right. Damn right. And if Chuck is listening to this or watching this at some point, hey, Chuck, love you, buddy. Hope you're getting better. But I wanted to ask like a serious thing, because you've actually done something really cool. Much like you, I've done you're 959. I've done 959 episodes of this. And so I appreciate all the work people put into their stuff. I never mock anyone for making work. However, I might like or dislike, but I don't. But the thing is, you've done something that's very hard to do. You are a prolific, talented creator in the comic book realm, but you're also putting yourself into the comedy realm now. Hence why we're going off the rails all over the place and talking about poop, pussy, and everything else. But I mean, that might be the subtitle for this episode, by the way. Just so you know. Yeah. But why comedy? Like, what was the decision to jump into that?
I think it's the same thing for everybody. Everybody has something about, I don't know, what is it? When there's a quote from J. Michael Straczynski about if you ever want to find what you're meant to do in life, find what used to give you pure love as a child and do that for a living. And most of the time it's something stupid like drawing, or I mean, not that drawing stupid. I love all you artists. You make me so much money. Not like it's drawing or doing music or doing acting or doing playing imagination. All these things as children that we could just do, playing with a ball, and it just gave us this feeling of passion that we didn't have to get paid for. He's like, do that and find a way to get paid to do that. So the idea is everybody has that thing, be it, I mean, you go through your life and you experience things every single year, but having the mindset of accomplished doing comics, being successful in comics, and understanding, like we were talking about, the unseen work, it's not one thing that gets you big. It's the discipline and the constant effort and putting in the work. You realize anything is possible. You're going to suck at it for a long time before you get good enough to make money doing it. It took me 7 years of writing comics before I was able to make a living. And then another 10 years after that to where I didn't have to work at all because of royalties and whatnot. But I mean, before then it was 5 books a month for 7 years. And it was just like nonstop grindstone. But like specifically, I loved comedy as a kid, just like I loved telling stories as a kid. Everyone always used to make these comments about you'd be a good comedian. I went to an AA meeting and somebody said at the right time, hey, I've always wanted to try stand-up. There's an open mic. We should do it. Did it. Got the bug. Just been going ever since.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just like with comics, I mean, comics was essentially somebody, we were smoking weed in somebody's apartment and someone said we should write a comic. And I said, what kind? And he said, I don't know. And I went home that night and I have not stopped writing since that night.
That's awesome.
I started writing that night. I wrote like 10 issues of The Gift. And then I wrote everybody in the industry and nobody responded back to me. And I emailed one person. Again, the unseen work that people don't see in anything you try to accomplish. One person responded to me because I emailed them at like 1 a.m. in the morning, which is like the day before deadline. Every editor is awake if you know the deadline, because we're all freaking out trying to get shit in production, get everything turned in. Renee Gerlings, the managing editor and then vice president of Top Cow Publishing, got the email, and we started talking back and forth. And that led to my whole career. Just putting in the unseen work of, okay, I'm writing these stories. Now I'm going to email everybody and ask. And nobody responded. And you know the comic book industry, people are genuinely pretty decent. But this was at the beginning of like the internet stage, like when it got really big, and nobody responded. I don't know what would have happened if she didn't respond and hit me up at that right moment. But yeah, man, it's just all these things. You start realizing you can do anything if you're okay with sucking at it for a while before you get good.
That's why I draw on the air, dude. I actually draw on the air with some people, and I suck, but I'm okay with it because I've
Yeah.
because
I mean,
it's fun.
Dude, if somebody, like, seriously, there's this really weird misconception about the concept of how people get good at things. It's like you have to do, when you first started walking, you weren't the best walker. You were a kid. You were learning to walk. That's life. That's everything. Like mental, have you got to the stage where your brain starts going crazy on you for no reason at all yet?
Not creatively, yes. I've hit that stage a few times.
Oh no, I meant mentally. I meant like just life shit.
Oh no, dude, I don't break easy. Like I just like
you never get depression or anxiety or anything.
None of that shit, man.
None. Okay, you're one of the
because for me, I kind of went face to face with the Grim Reaper when I was in, actually, of all places, Sholo, Arizona.
That makes absolute sense. Yeah, I'm not surprised that death would be waiting for you in Sholo, Arizona.
long story, but you come face to face with the shadow of death, man. Nothing scares you anymore. You know, you just get this confidence that you can come through anything. Because even though, yes, I ain't walking out of here alive, I have a very different perspective of life after that. And
right,
I don't, like, you can ask around. I'm pretty cool. I don't break. I bend. I have my moments of frustration like anybody else, but I don't.
So you haven't gone through like the midlife crisis yet? The my God, I'm gonna die one day type shit.
That happened when I met. No. I had that moment when I met one of them right there. I'm not gonna make it out of here. And I realized it right then and there. But for me, I go into the other extreme. I don't freak out. I embrace it. If anything, I get bolder. Right? Because I realize that I'm not coming away from this. So I would rather just do everything I'm going to do anyway. I don't give a fuck. It's not coming with me. So let's just go do it. Let's just do all the things, make all the mistakes in the world. You're allowed to do that. And so it doesn't. Now, I don't have kids. I mean, if I had kids, I might have a slightly different, because it wouldn't be just about me anymore. It'd be about them. And I would make sure, and that would be the priority. But about me, man, like I'm just a guy that goes out there, does his thing, doesn't really worry about too much else, because I've also realized, like, again, when you come to that moment, you're not in control of a whole hell of a lot.
Yeah.
So I accepted that. And when you accept that, now I'm about to go on the road with my podcast. This might be my midlife crisis, right? But like, again, just I'm really chill about it, man.
Okay, that ruined my whole entire.
I'm sorry, dude.
Learning to walk and figuring out this human. He's like, Johnny's like, I got this shit figured out, motherfucker. I know what I'm doing.
Well, I didn't say I knew what I was doing. I just don't. For me, I don't worry about it. Like that's like
I was in Sholo, Arizona, and I kissed Def's butt cheek. I pulled back the butt cheeks and I kissed the anus, but I was like, no, Def, no. And I was like, the figured out life.
I just figured out. I figured me out, man. I figured me out. I'm sorry.
Now I know what I have to do. I have to go to Sholo, Arizona, and find Death, kiss her butt cheek, just so I can get the clarity and mental stability that you possess now.
Yeah. Hey, some people will tell you I'm fucking crazy, but hey, but hey, I'm good with it.
Oh God. But yeah, I mean that's the thing, man. Like, just there's a lot of misconceptions, and like people look at music videos,
Mhm.
they see Snoop Dogg or they see so and so, they don't see some of those guys had to sell drugs to make the money to produce that record.
Sure.
Some of them had to lose people in the process of doing all that shit. Some of those people were like begging open mics to perform. We're going to different bars to perform to build a following for years and years and years before you actually see them up on that platform that people put them on. So yeah, man, that's what I'm like. Just everything in life has this particular sense of you have to kind of start figuring things out for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And then the key to moving forward is once you're figuring it out, doing something about it. Like you were talking about time and whatnot.
Yeah.
And now you're like very conscientious of it now. You really know what you're putting your energy into. I feel it's like this weird duality because I had about a month ago, I had one of those epiphanies. I don't know if you have had one of these yet. I think we all have them. Do you ever have those moments where you're like, I figured out life. I know what this is about.
Are you talking like a moment of clarity kind of moment? Like just a total moment of clarity? Yeah, they're rare. Like they happen like maybe twice. I've had maybe two my whole life, right? So
I had this moment about a month ago where I was like, I figured everything out. I figured out if I just go out in the world and everything, I was reading like the 4 Agreements, reading David Goggins and shit. So it was like a mixture of real understanding and quit being a little bitch. You know, like it was just like working together. But I was like, if I go out in the world and I put out energy, good energy, like from a good place, from a place of love, let the world love me. Just love the world, be grateful, find gratitude in everything. Everything made sense. Everything worked. If I was completely selfless, everything worked. And then that thing happened where I was like, I want to return on my investment. And it became like these two worlds collided and my brain went all crazy and haywire on me.
So it's an understandable balance though, because here's the thing. You only get going back to the time thing. You only got so much time. Like that's it. And while you don't necessarily need to see everything work out, right? You want to see something. It's human, right? It's totally human. You just want to see it, right? So and sometimes you and the truly scary part of life is when you're doing something and you're not entirely sure it's going to work out. It's like what the fuck, right?
Yeah.
By and large it works out. But in those moments, in those like small little moments, you don't know. And so that's when those two things clash. Well, if I'm going to be grateful and have faith, that's wonderful. Maybe it will work out. But then again, life's not fair. And I think that's a good thing overall. But that life isn't fair. You can do everything right, and it still doesn't work.
And a lot of it, especially as you get older, is a lot of it is perspective and time and framing it. Because somebody had made a comment in my circuit here in Arizona. My laugh is really known well in the comedy clubs. It's a very distinct Joker-like laugh. It's I watched the Joker the other day and I'm like, Jesus Christ, that's what you guys sit next to when I go to shows? That's fucking insane. And I realized another comedian made a comment that, oh, I know what that is. That's a fucking trauma laugh. Mm-hmm. That's somebody that went through something really horrible. Because I was talking to my mom. I said, Mom, did I have this laugh before my wife died? And they were like, no. Mm-hmm. So like the reframing on that used to be a big part of who I was this loss I experienced, turned me into an alcoholic, all this other shit. Mm-hmm. Now I look at it as if I hadn't gone through that horrible thing, I never would have found comedy. And comedy makes me happier than anything else.
I'm glad that, okay, speaking as somebody, again, I didn't know you very well, but I always kind of dreaded when I started seeing the anniversary of her death every time on your Facebook page.
Oh, yeah, it's coming. It's coming.
Yeah.
I had my breakdown earlier in the month, so hopefully we're good. Dude, this year was wild. This year was insane, dude. This is the first year in my life since my wife died where I celebrated our anniversary. The universe literally came down and like gave me a little tickle from beyond. I was scheduled to do a show. It was a place I'd never performed before. I show up at the place early and I'm looking at this place. I'm like, holy shit, this place looks so familiar. It's a place down on Bell and 7th Street for those who live in the Arizona area. It's a really nice Italian restaurant. I keep looking at this place. This place looks so familiar. I walk inside and I get this feeling of pressure on my chest. And all of a sudden I'm like, holy shit, I've been here before. Wait a minute. I know this place. Wait a minute. Holy shit. Last week, it was our anniversary, like 2 or 3 days before that. It was the first fancy Italian restaurant I had ever taken my wife to when we were kids. And I was like, I didn't get sad at all. I didn't have any weird issues. I actually felt like I got to perform for her that night, which I've never experienced. Most of the time, I lose my fucking mind when the anniversary comes up, or next month, the death anniversary. Like, these days happen and they just, you know, I have friends who have lost their kids.
Mm-hmm.
And every year you see the date coming and I know exactly what that date is. So it was really weird. Like, kind of, we were talking earlier about figuring out your brain and like sitting there and saying, you know, I could reframe anything to be good. I've already reframed things that were bad to be good. Why can't I reframe things that perceived to be bad as good and find the good in it? Like, look on the bright side, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. So I kind of want to do a little bit of a deep dive here, because sometimes what you're talking about too, sometimes life tests you, because what happens is like you have grown, and honest to God, you have grown incredibly in the last year. I am genuinely impressed with what you've done with yourself. Like, no joke.
Ladies, he's talking about my penis, by the way. It's grown. It's grown.
Not just the penis, but yes, the penis as well. Right. But the thing is, right? You've grown. So sometimes what life does, and it's happened with me too, is they'll put you back in a situation that you've been in before, kind of, sort of, but now with this new framework, for lack of a better term, right? Yeah. It's kind of see if you'll hold to it. Now, you don't, again, it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't need to pass the test with others, but you did it differently.
Yeah.
And that's the important part, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of, especially like you were talking about earlier about relationships.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, right away, this is my limit type thing. You get to this stage where you start being able to play the tape forward a lot easier and actually make the decision you know you should make.
Yes. Yeah.
Whereas in the past, you just were like, oh, I guess we're going left today.
Yep, exactly. And the thing is going on one more step on that little journey with there, right? Some things are harder. Like, the one thing I've always gotten the impression of, for whatever the relationship was, I've got the feeling there was some ups and downs. You really, really loved your wife very much. And it's hard to let that go, because that's a hard, when you love someone that deeply and you know you're never going to see them, at least the way you saw them before, it's humbling. It's very, very humbling and hard. It's hard to accept.
Yeah.
Right? It really, really is. And so you being where you were now versus then, like, I mean it, like, you've come an awful long way.
Yeah. Also, for everyone out there, I've always found it fascinating when people talk about people that people know who have passed away that were important to them. Just to make sure this is out there on the internet, I really miss my wife's pussy. I hope that if I die tomorrow, everyone that fucked me says, oh my God, he was such a great person. He was such an amazing individual. Man, we really loved him. But God damn it, I miss that dick. Please, women, please. Somebody Yelp review my dick. There we go.
There you go.
There you go.
Awesome. I seriously got to introduce you to the Romantic Writers Association up here. Some of the dirtiest minds I've
He was
ever had.
listening to me talk about my dead wife's pussy, and he was like, you know what? Romantic novel writers.
That's right. That's right. Oh my gosh.
There's that laugh. I hate that fucking thing sometimes. It's disgusting.
Well, no, it's just dude. Hey, listen, man. At least you can laugh. That's the important thing.
But it comes out in the worst places. All my friends are comedians, and they be fucking with me when I'm at the gym. I'll get these messages. All of a sudden, everybody at the gym is looking at the crazy cackle that comes out. I'm sitting. It happens everywhere.
Dude, but hey, listen. Hey, if you can use it to make money, like you said, if you use it to make money, go with it, man.
I use it for abs. Laughing is a great core workout, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. There is nothing more. It's like the Bruce Lee thing. Remember the electrodes he used to put on his belly that nobody said actually worked? But, Bruce Lee probably knew more about that shit than you motherfuckers. So,
yes, he did.
Yeah, look, he looked at me like, who are you going to believe? The scientist who went to school and studied the human body for fucking years, or the guy who has the body? Mm-hmm. you know what I mean?
True.
Like scientifically, these electric roads can't properly stimulate muscles to make Bruce otherwise. It's like, I'll listen to Bruce.
Yeah, no, I tend to do smart, like very smart guy.
Yeah.
Once upon a time, very, very loved his, like I still love some of his stuff, some of his shit.
And ladies and gentlemen, it's just me right now. He just stepped away for a minute. He'll be right back after this moment. He informed me at the beginning of this podcast that every once in a while this happens, where all of a sudden he'll disappear, but he'll be right back. So hopefully he'll be right back at any second. As you can notice, the humidity in my house is incredibly freaking high. I am dying from heat in here. I'm running out of material. I have no idea what else to say. This is weird. It's kind of like talking to yourself. How high do I have to be to carry on a conversation with myself until Joshua comes back? I don't know, but I think we could figure this out. I think we could actually have a conversation with myself until he gets back in here, which I hope is soon. So yeah, I like big booty bitches. Also, women who can say really smart, intellectual, kind, make you look in on yourself type shit. Those motherfuckers are dope. That's my new kink, actually. Ladies, I don't know if any of you out there are listening to this or if this is even still recording, but you women out there that can make me realize things about myself that I didn't realize, you make my dick so fucking hard. I love each and every one of you. Joshua, come back, please. Where are you? God, this is so lonely. This is I've never felt so alone in my life. I just wait. Come back. Come back. Hold up. I'm typing come back to see if that works. If somehow that makes the technology work again. Hold on. Let me see. What's this say? Okay.
There you go.
There we go.
I'm back.
Okay.
I hate my computer now, but it is what it is.
I tried to carry on.
Hey, listen. I'll listen to this. I'll listen to this when it's over. I will laugh my ass off. I am certain.
Dude, I was giving women my list of what requirements make people sexy and shit. I was like, what I'm looking for.
Oh, hey, listen. That I think that's cool. We all got lists. We all got types we like too. So I mean, you've been getting into black women a lot more lately.
Oh God, that's right. I forget that my thoughts that are in my head that go on the internet go into other people's heads. And yes, I'm a huge fan of black women. I was never a particularly huge fan of black women because where I grew up, we did not have them. They did not exist. I was like the only black kid in my school. It was wild. So I wasn't exposed to that definition of beauty. I grew up thinking Baywatch. First thing I jerked off to was freaking not Pamela Anderson, fucking Erica Elkson from Baywatch in a Playboy magazine. That was my first definition of what beauty was.
Okay, that's right. That's right.
So that's why I like blonde women. God, you know how hard it was not to say bitches. I say bitches so much. I'm trying to stop saying bitches.
Yeah.
Especially when I'm actually referring to bitches.
Yeah.
Because I call my friends bitches. I call my friends daddy, kiddo, bitches. I don't call them nigga that often. It's really weird. Really weird. I'm working on that. I'm coming to terms with my own blackness. But yeah, black women, you guys really turned it up.
Yeah, no, I can enjoy the beauty in just about any.
What kind of women do you like, Joshua?
Honestly, straight up.
Brand of pussy.
Honestly, straight up, man, I'm a sucker for blondes. I like redheads too.
Dude, you know how weird it is liking black women now? When my kink used to be the palest motherfucker on the planet, the less melatonin in their skin, the better. I was like the redheads with the ginger and the like, just look like fucking a corpse.
Oh no, dude. One of my big crushes when about 10 years ago was actually she's one of my best friends now. Gorgeous, striking black woman, man. She's beautiful. Like she still is even now. Like she's still a very beautiful woman. So.
Oh, and you're still friends with her?
Yeah.
But did you guys ever pursue anything romantically?
No, it never. It was interesting. There were chances, but it never quite felt. Our friendship has kind of evolved. Like at one point, I would have definitely, but our friendship has evolved to a genuine point where we genuinely love each other, but we're just really good friends, right? Yeah. And that's it hit that point. And honestly, I think both of us know this. We would drive each other fucking crazy if we ever went to that well.
Right.
But she's legitimately one of my best friends. I love her dearly. And it just got there. I wasn't exactly like, hey man, I'm being straight. When I first met her, I definitely thought about the other thing. Right. Yeah. But it evolved into just a really good relationship. And I'm really happy with that.
You know what? Years ago, I would have heard these same words coming out of somebody's mouth and been like, "Oh, you just need to fuck that. You didn't fuck. You're just hanging around waiting to fuck." But now, like hearing you say that, I'm hearing the words, and there's that little voice that's like, "Oh, you just need blah blah," and then I'm like, "Oh, but I had Nei, and Nei like exactly the same way. Like she's one of those people that's like, she's beautiful, she's gorgeous.
Oh, absolutely.
Do not look at her in that way whatsoever. Like she means more to me for who she is than anything else in this world. Like it's like trying to fuck your kid or something, you know. I do not condone kid fucking, by the way, or siblings, but I'm saying that's the kind of pure love. I used the wrong thing. You wouldn't fuck your dog. God damn it, all these things are coming out wrong. Okay.
It's okay. It's okay, brother. I get where you're coming from.
But yeah, she's one of the people where I'm like, I've always been of the mindset that men especially were drawn to this physical attraction that we don't have control over this thing, but there's a level of love you have for somebody that circumvents that completely.
Yeah.
Like, you love them. Not you love all of this, but you love them.
Yeah, no, and I say this honestly, she's one of my favorite people in the world. I feel like sometimes I'm her coach and her mentor, and sometimes she kicks my ass. And it's a beautiful friendship, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. But again, didn't start that way, but it became that, and I'm happy it did.
Yeah, ask her if she's into chubby comedy guys with caramel skin and blonde hair in the summer,
brother.
There you go.
She's taken, brother. I'm not like, yeah.
Yeah, but what does that really mean in this world today? How many relationships have you been in where somebody cheated on you? You know that's not a real.
And, it means far less than it should. But I've also been that guy. I've learned this a long time ago. It's not a line I cross lightly anymore. You pay for it. You do pay for it. And
here's the thing that a lot of people seem to forget. If you're happy, you don't cheat.
Yeah, absolutely.
The people that cheat are the people who aren't fucking happy, either in their relationship or in themselves as people in their lives.
Absolutely. No,
happy people don't fucking cheat. If you treat a motherfucker good, they don't cheat. They're like, this person treats me good. I would feel bad cheating on you because you treat me good.
Yeah, no, it's one of those like cheating almost always is a result of unhappiness, but circumstances sometimes make it so that they stay together. And I've seen it. Financial is usually the big reason why some couples stay together. But those couples, man, they cheat. Yeah, big time.
And I just want everyone out there to know that we do not condone cheating at all. But I am single, and if you are looking for someone to cheat with, I am in Phoenix, Arizona. I have no AC, but I still have a dick that will fuck your pussy.
Damn right. Right.
You know, fucking Pat.
You need to have like a 1-900 number, dude. Like that's what you need. You need like a what? That's what you need. You need a 1-900 number just for you. That way they can't like that. That way it's completely discreet, and you can just do your thing, brother. Just do your thing.
Dude, you know how we're talking about like growing as a person and whatnot? Like even every day, I feel like a day is wasted if I don't learn something about myself every day. Mm-hmm. The latest thing was I jokingly made the comment to Pat Shand. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, for those who don't know who Pat Shand is out there, he's a little bitch. Okay. So I'm having this conversation with Pat, and I jokingly say to this man, I say, hey, Pat, something, blah, blah, blah. Hey, man, tell me how I get pussy. And he proceeds to tell me these things. And Pat has this horrible habit of knowing that the funniest things are always the truest things.
Yes, absolutely.
So when he roasts me, he knows exactly the ones to push. And he's like, you know what, Raven? You just need to stop being a little bit so crude. And then I think about every woman that gets annoyed at me when I say something beautiful, heartfelt, and romantic, and then end it in a pussy joke. And I'm like, fucking this bitch is right.
No. See, it's timing. It's timing.
And as I say that thing about pussy, just a second, I can hear it come out of my mouth, and I'm like, fucking Pat Shand. He's like living right here.
That's right.
And he's fucking talking to me.
So this is what I've learned, but little I do know about women. And I say this with all humbly, little I learn, right? You get in their good graces, you can get away with saying an awful lot. But there are limits even with them, right? Right? But there are also cleverer ways of saying it. Like, you're a writer, dude. Like,
I know.
Yeah, you should fucking be able to come up with something better. You're Raven fucking Gregory, dude.
That's why I love comedy. Because I can just be crass. I don't have to like manage.
No,
I still have to manage my words, but I can say things in comedy that I can't say in a comic book without it coming across as. Because when you work for a publisher, you get to be you, and you get to present your craft, your art, how you make it. But you're still within the confines of, I'm writing this for you. Mm-hmm. So I can't be this raunchy, raw. I just have this like really crude sense of humor. But like, I don't want it to go away, but I also want to, like I was saying about bitches, I want to stop saying bitches. I want to stop saying pussy. I want to, and people are like, no, we love that about you. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't like that about me. Because like you said, as a writer, you should kind of have more words.
Yeah.
You
should know. And like you said, in comedy, it works. Because in comedy, you're allowed to be, like you said, you're allowed to be raunchier. You're allowed to be.
Yeah.
So, but in life, I find, like I said, it's just, you got to realize, like, going there to be a little self-deprecating once in a while works. All the time, it's a crutch. Right?
the other one I picked up on, I told a buddy of mine, I said, man, half of that shit is me. So the reframing thing this last year, I said, okay, so I lost 200 pounds. Yay. And fucking, I was like, well, what part of my reframing was, you know what I didn't have this last year and a half that I've been after and chasing this whole time was a relationship. Like no fucking energy was going into that bullshit. I was actually working on me, and this is the best version of me I have liked of me so far. So it was like, you know what? Half of those pussy jokes I make are me cock blocking myself to make sure, like, just when I get a girl close enough to like me, to fuck me, I'll say something to fuck it up just because I don't want to fucking lose this, like stupid shit like that.
No, I oddly, I can understand that. You're not in an odd way. You're honest with yourself. You're not quite ready yet.
Yeah.
That's honest. I can respect that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think.
But let me get horny enough. I'll be ready.
Yeah.
let me get fucking horny enough. I'll get clear headed. I'll be like, "Who, Madame? Let's speak about our prospects in the future where we might coitus."
Yes. So no, there are ways of doing it, as we say. But dude, you're awesome. By the way, when I go on the road with this show, please come back. Please come back.
That is the best compliment I've ever gotten. He's like, please. Dude, ladies, I just want you to know, I didn't know this before today, but if we fuck, please at the end say, please come back. That's the best compliment you could ever give a man.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Please come back with this pussy. Dude, have you ever had a girl to say, please?
Oh no, dude, what I have found for me is when I have been in those situations, I don't say a word to anybody, and I don't say a word. It's the best way, because here's the thing: they realize you care because you're not going out of your way bragging like just another notch in the belt. They realize that, and they realize that you're putting the time in. They appreciate that big time.
Also, everybody out there should know women are cheating. They're
Absolutely.
all fucking cheating. We are at such a severe disadvantage. Our dick is constantly telling us to fuck. It never stops. You see what he was talking about, his friend earlier, the black hot sexy girl was talking about and shit. That shit takes years to overcome. That month. Like, that's not no simple shit. Dude, every woman, like, we go just like fuck, reproduce, make more of the species. Just that's like constantly and everything. I just had the conversation today with a woman. I said, any woman I'm attracted to that I actually have like feelings of that manner toward, before I talk to them, I try to make sure I've jerked off at least once. Because I don't want any of that colored shit coming out in the conversation. What are you doing at 2 a.m. type shit? If I get that out of the way, I could be like, hey, I'm a normal person. I can have a conversation and not be thinking, fuck.
Oh, yeah. No, totally.
And the only reason I even know this now, like I knew this unconsciously when I was younger, but the only reason I know it now is because the testosterone. I had low testosterone. They started me on testosterone, and I'm like, holy shit, this is what you're supposed to feel like. Mm-hmm. Like energy level, fucking. I never got pimples my whole life. I'm getting pimples now, and I have chest hair.
Yep.
And I never had any chest hair, and I'm like, I can feel hormonally the difference.
Oh yeah.
And every woman out there is playing this game on easy with men.
Oh yeah.
Like we're the easy, like women are difficult. Women are God mode. Jesus Christ, those motherfuckers are hard.
I've learned this. It's getting, and this is going to sound really like manipulative, but it's like You got to get in their heads. And what I mean by that is that's where you got to go first. Because if you go after anything else, they're going to turn you down. But you get them, right? You get in their heads in a good way, not not in a bullshit way, but in a good way. That's when that door opens up.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm talking about, like, I just read this book on the brain chemistry of women, and it talks about how, like, boys hit a certain age and then this hormone hits.
Yes.
Women hit this age, it's like every couple years, and then all these different hormones hit, and then all these different hormones hit. And the range of all the hormones that women go through versus men is fucking my, and then people wonder why women go why women are perceived as crazy to us men. Just seeing what testosterone has done to me, all the fucking wild shit they do makes so much more sense, and I don't want a part of any of it, but the pussy is attached to it.
Yeah.
That's the problem. But goddamn, I don't want any. I want the love. I want the caring, all that stuff. But there's so much other stuff attached to it. But the only way to get to that pussy is you gotta go through. You gotta go through all of that.
I just find like I just talk to women. It's like just real conversation. It goes an awful long way. It really does.
By the way, this is how I do my sets now. I wasn't going to be able to do a show this week because I'm limited on time.
No, it's okay.
I have 3 shows in the next, like 3 big shows in the next 2 weeks. And part of like doing comedy, you have to hit open mics so you can see how stuff sounds coming out of your mouth. And all week I've just been having this conversation in my head about, man, it's not that I'm tired of women. I love women. Women are the greatest thing in the world, but all the other shit that comes with it, it's so much. But in order to get that pussy, so I get to say it on a podcast, and I'm like, oh, that's what it would sound like coming out of my mouth. It's kind of like a little shortcut cheat. I see why they say in comedy that a lot of comedians have podcasts, like Joe Rogan, Bill Burr. You get to like tighten your conversational skills with another person in an audience and just run with it.
So like if I were doing comedy, I don't know if they still got them out in your neck of the woods. I'd go to a local laundromat and I'd do my shit there. Because nobody wants to go there. Nobody wants to be in the laundromat. You know this as well as I do. If I can make a motherfucker laugh in the laundromat, I know it's good.
That is the funniest shit I've ever played. A laundromat. Holy shit. That would have to be the craziest or bravest comedian of all time. Because there's no alcohol there.
No, that's the best part. See, that's when you know it. See, that's when you get rid of all the pretensions, man. How funny are you really? Can you make those fuckers laugh? Because if you can, then you got them. You know your shit's good. But if you can't, then you're like, okay, I gotta go back to the drawing board. I gotta figure this shit out a little bit more, right? Eventually, hey, I saw this once. Believe it or not, I saw it on a comedy reality show. They actually did. They made the comedians go in the laundromat. So one guy, man, he had it. Like he went in there, he got that audience to fucking laugh, like big time. And I was like, that guy was good. That guy was great.
Well, now that you said that, like my brain, the last 2 months, my brain was in this strict mindset of, oh, if something scares you, that's what you have to do. Do the hard thing. Like that's always going to be the answer.
Rule 8. That's my 8th rule. Stay uncomfortable. That's my 8th rule of life.
Hearing you say that, it reminds me of Dave Chappelle talking about how when he used to perform, I think it was in Portland, they would build audiences outside. They would get a mic and a little thing, and they would go on a street corner, and they would build the audience. And I'm like, wow, like that's real comedy. If you can do that and make it work, like you could really hone some skills, because to do that in that environment at a comedy club, you have the benefit of people are coming to see comedy.
Yes.
They're paying. Out on the road, like you have to be so funny and say something so clever that it engrosses an audience And then if you could take that and put that on stage, no wonder he's so good.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing, man. You got to put yourself like the thing about Chappelle. I love Chappelle, but he's genuine. That's why he works. It's not even what he says or how he says it. It's the fact that he's so genuine as a human being. That's what makes him a great comedian. But he did that just going out there and having no fear. Like just literally, you know what? I'm going to go out there. I'm not going to be afraid to suck. He do shows on the road all the time. And he would just do them. You just park in and start doing them. So, you know, that's who he was. And I think that there is something to be said about that. Like the thing I've taken from that with me, I'll just draw, I'll just write, I'll just do a podcast. Just do it, because this is how you get good. You don't like, as you say, you gotta learn to walk before you run before you fly. You can't be afraid to fall ever. Failure shouldn't scare you. Success shouldn't scare you. What you should do, right? What you should do is just like, you know what, I'm here. Let's fucking do this and just do it. And that is pretty much like you want to get better at comedy, like really get better at comedy. Go in places where comedy is not expected and see what happens. And you'll probably fall flat on your face the first few times, but you get a laugh and you get a chuckle here, you know your shit's good.
Oh yeah, they do comedy like this last year of comedy. They do comedy everywhere, and I never saw it before because I never knew that's what that was. But it's everywhere. It's in bars, pizzas, restaurants, nursing homes, people's houses, comedy clubs, auditoriums, stadiums. It's fucking everywhere. They have websites dedicated to hiring comedians. It's wild. So, but again, I really love the concept of, because nobody's going to a laundromat to pay for comedy. You're literally entertaining people doing laundry.
Yeah.
There's something beautiful. That sounds like some Jesus shit.
Yeah.
Like if Jesus was alive today, I feel like he'd be preaching in a laundromat.
Yeah. Laundromat or AA meeting. That's be the two places he'd be at.
In Arizona, he would go by Jesus, and he would be at the Laundry Mato.
Yeah, that's
right.
That's
how you say laundromat in Spanish.
I
made that up.
Totally. Español poquito.
Alexa, how do you say laundromat in Spanish?
Laundromat in Spanish is alfombrilla de lavandería.
Fuck that. Too long. My Mexican brothers and sisters, your language is too unwieldy for my ass.
That's okay. And they say the same thing about you because you speak motherfucking English. They would tell you our shit has rules. What the fuck is wrong with English? You're right. They're right. They're fucking right. English hurts.
Isn't that crazy? Somebody made up rules about the words. They were like, these are going to be the rules. And everybody's going to know them. And then everybody's going to forget them. And then everybody's going to apply some of them some of the times. And then on top of that, we're going to make shit up. We're going to make new shit up and assign new meaning to thirsty. I'm still getting used to thirsty meaning horny.
Yeah. I gave up. I'm not cool, Raven, and I'm good with that. I'm
not cool either, dude.
I'm not cool, and I know I'm good with it. I can't keep up. I'm gonna wake up one day and I'm gonna see something like from a fucking refrigerator meaning horny. I'm just like, I'm frigid. I'm like, what the fuck?
I am purely and forever from the cool and dude era.
Yeah, me too.
Those are and rad maybe. Rad.
Rad's a little before my time, but only a little bit. Yeah.
As soon as sus, I was like, sus? What's sus? Sus. You acting real sus, Dad. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, thirsty? It was like, what was the other one? Fleek, fire. Oh, fire. I'm getting used to fire. Oh,
fire kind of makes sense. Makes sense.
Here's Pat's drip. He constantly makes fun of my drip. I'm like, my clothes? He's like, dude, your drip. I'm like, is that my jewelry? Dude, your drip. I hate that word drip.
So when I think of drip, I think of Seth Rollins on with his suits on Raw. That's what I think of.
Oh, that's really good. That
Yeah.
is, oh my God, that's Pat, you ain't got no drip. You ain't no Seth Rollins.
That's right.
Basic ass bitch. By the way, for those tuning in late to the broadcast, this podcast has been brought to you by Pat Shan's a little bitch. For those who don't know, he's an amazing writer, wonderful human being, and also a little bitch. Back to you, Joshua.
Thank you for the sponsorship there, Mr. Raven. And welcome back to the podcast.
Dude, he shot a video at the VIP talking about fuck Raven Gregory and got everyone to say it. I'm like, oh, this bitch, it's on, motherfucker. And every time I think I won, he says something so hurtful. I'm like, fuck you.
So I actually, this is a good way. This is a good final talk before we call it a night. So you and Pat Chan, okay? So first off, who's the big spoon? Who's the little spoon? And second off, serious question. How long you know each other? Because you push each other. I watched you two. You guys actually look for each other a lot.
I've known him since, I think it's about maybe 13 years. I think I've known him since Zenoscope. He came on whenever Robin Hood got published. It would be like a year before that. I've known him like a good decade. Man, he's just so short. He's just so short and so tiny. I mean, and he just tries so hard, and he's so feeble and tubby, really pale.
So
and not very attractive either.
Mm-hmm.
And he probably almost definitely has a small penis, but and he looks like a hobbit, and God, it's just but he's a good guy. He's a really good guy.
So how long have you two been married? I just got to ask that question because it sounds like a relationship right there.
That's one of my best friends in the world, and we like to fuck with each other, and then he'll say really hurtful things. Dude, he taught me how to make fun of him. This is how much this bitch fucks with me. He was like, "Hey, Raven, let me teach you how to make fun of me, so that when you do make fun of me good, you're like, holy shit, the only reason I'm doing this is because I taught you how to do it."
Oh my God. That's a hell of a mind fuck right there. That's a hell of a mind.
It's like right fucking here.
Yeah.
Pussy, don't say pussy so much, Raven. Stop being crude. It's like, here's how I make fun of me.
Okay. We good? You all right?
Yeah. Hey, by the way, everybody out there should go and check out Pat Chan's Kickstarters. I really can't recommend any of his work because I haven't read any of it because we're actually friends, and friends don't read each other's shit. Here's
the honest truth. This is a good way to wrap this up. Actually, I always feel like a bitch when I go up to somebody I know and ask for their autograph. I feel like a bitch because it's not that I don't appreciate the work. I do. I genuinely enjoy the work I buy, but I know you, and now it's like I don't want. I feel so cheap, and this is a legit feeling. I feel so fucking cheap asking for an autograph after that point.
Dude, I feel the exact same way. I know exactly the feeling you're talking about.
Yeah,
ladies and gentlemen, never have Pat Chan sign your books because it's like having a little bitch sign your books.
That's right. That's totally it. That was totally where I was coming from, folks.
There we go.
Fuck Pat Chan. Anyway.
Fuck Pat Chan. Oh my God, I wish that hashtag would take off. Fuck Pat Chan.
Nah.
Can't get it to take off.
No, can't. I mean, you can look at it. You can look at it from a positive. It might just mean he's unfuckable.
He is unfuckable.
Maybe I should do comedy too. I don't know. But dude, let's get serious for just a minute and wrap this bad boy up because I hope you've had a good time.
I had a great time. Even in this hot ass room, this has been wonderful, dude.
Yeah. So I just want to say I am genuinely impressed with everything you've done for yourself. I know it's not perfect. but dude, you have made yourself a new man. And honest to God, it's impressive and legitimately inspiring.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
By the way, this is what going crazy looks like.
Yes.
This I make the joke so often that I'm not in the gym working out. I'm literally in there staying alive because that's the only way I can keep my brain straight. But
Well,
I appreciate you saying that, man. I hear that a lot nowadays, and
yeah.
it
I, I
it's
I'm
good to
waiting.
good to know.
I'm waiting for the moment when your workout balances because, dude, there's going to come a point when you're working out 4 or 5 hours a day. It's just like, dude, I can't get any more. There's a point when you work out, unless you're going for a very specific, like a competition kind of competitions and stuff, that you're like, your gains become minimal eventually. Like, obviously, you've done a huge work in a year, but like years 2, like when you get to about year 3, right, it's going to get a lot harder to get those gains. And it isn't going to be the length of time you're in the gym, but what you do while you're in the gym, if that makes sense. You know
Well, I
what I
mean,
mean?
now I go to have fun. I
Yeah.
literally go. I go and I treat it like I'm going to the club for the night. I go and I have fun, like I'm playing at recess. That's why it works for me. But what I'm really looking forward to end it on the perfect note.
Sure.
What I'm really looking forward to is when all of this change results into me getting so much pussy.
That's right.
That's what I'm waiting for. Where is all this pussy I was promised when I lost 200 pounds? None of you women are coming. A couple of you motherfuckers came. I got the finest pussy I've had in my life like a month ago. This shit was amazing. But anyway, I expected more pussy from this, from the TV talk shows and Maury Povich and Jerry Springer. God rest his soul. I expected y'all motherfuckers to come out the woodwork and fuck a motherfucker when he lost some weight. Not a damn one of you. You ungrateful women. I'm trying to inspire you to give me that pussy. There it is.
That's a great way to end it. I have nothing to say. Nothing.
There
Actually,
it is.
there he is. Okay, so you got anything? Do you got anything coming up in like the next month or so? Like besides any shows, or do you got like books coming out? Like what's going on with you?
For everybody in the Arizona area, I am appearing at shows all this week. I will be at Mic Drop Mania on Thursday for the new funny competition. Show on Friday at the Easy Tiger. I can't believe I'm actually remembering the names of these places. And then next week, there's a competition for the Valley's funniest comedian that I'm also taking part in. But all of my shows are listed. All my appearances are listed on my Facebook page. They are pinned to the top where I update it on a regular basis with crude humor. I'll also be appearing in Albuquerque for Duke City Comic-Con next month. And if you show up at any of my shows, you are allowed to touch one nipple. And if you're hot, you can squeeze.
Okay. All right.
Oh, and I'll be writing Wonderland again. Coming back to Wonderland next month. You just heard it here first. Exclusive.
Nice. Congrats, man. Yeah, you should check out my Wonderland story sometime. I mashed up Alice in Wonderland with Greek mythology.
Oh, shit. For real?
For real.
Dude, that sounds fucking dope.
Yeah.
Do you have a?
When we get off the air, I'll send you a link. I made Alice Pandora. It works so well.
Oh, nice, dude. Fuck
yeah. It works so well. But okay, so is there anywhere else besides your Facebook page you want people to find you at, or is that good?
Yeah, no, I think that's everywhere.
All right. There we go.
If you have pussy, you can find me at my house, but only if it's good pussy. No bad pussy.
And he'll have to give you his secret 1-900 number off the air, just because.
Get Raven laid.
Yeah, that's right.
He needs it.
Yes. All right. So, folks, my podcast is heading beyond episode 1000 very soon. And if you want to see what's going to happen, you can find out right now. I've already started doing episodes post this version of the show. And that's going to be, they've already started. You go on Patreon right now. You can pay $1 to get some cool content, or $5 to watch these shows in advance. So that's all it's going to take. So if you want to go do that, go do so now. And that will do it for my podcast today. I want to thank Raven for being a wonderful guest. And for everybody watching, everybody listening, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Stay inspired. Keep shining in the dark. And I'll see you guys next time.
Pussy!